Welcome back to Cammack. When we last left Prince Archibald Alvins and his dangerously unqualified advisory council, they had set off in search of the Nosferatu surveillance room mentioned in a note left by the former sheriff of Cammack, who had disappeared from the city one night along with the rest of the Nosferatu clan when the former prince failed to address a mysterious underground construction project that was digging through their subterranean tunnels and threatening to expose them to the mortal world. Sheriff Bagger left them instructions for how to follow these tunnels into a secret room that he suggested that the prince either destroy or secure that it doesn't fall into mortal hands. But on the way to the storm drain, where Sheriff Bagger's directions start, the gang was distracted by a disappearing car, which they violently investigated and discovered evidence of a hidden underground transportation system operated by a local organized crime boss named Mario. We go now to the group's trusty Escalade, with Augustin, Excavo, Archibald, Darby, spelled weird this time, and Darby's newly embraced child Jade, and Augustin's bear cub. Does the bear cub have a name? Was it Patty?
It is Patty.
You're settling on Patty?
I am so into Patty.
I like this demonic lighting that Augustin has.
Patty.
I don't like that demonic face that you're making.
Get out of my dreams.
Darby, onward to the sewers.
I've been driving.
I know you have, bud, and you're doing great.
I accelerate at his urging, and we're going even more quickly and recklessly towards
2 and 10, just like I taught you.
So the note left by Sheriff Bagger said that the instructions start with you dropping into a storm drain behind Nuker Tech. You look up on your phones, and there is a business called Nuker Technologies, and you easily find the address for that. And you go deep into the south side of Cammack, and you find it pretty easily. There's a big warehousey looking building with a big lit up sign in the front that says Nuker Technologies. It's a large one-story windowless brick warehouse, essentially, in a neighborhood full of offices and other warehouses which all appear to be closed for the night. Nuker Technologies is the only building nearby that has any lights on. You drive around the corner and you drive alongside the building until you reach the intersection that gives you a view of the street that runs along the back of the building, which is all dark except for one lone streetlight at the far end of the block, and light pouring out of an open garage door in the middle of the Nuker Tech building. You can see a storm drain underneath the streetlight, invitingly open for you.
Open as in the drain is gone, or the drain is on it?
No, that's the entrance. That's how you get into the...
the first riddle.
I wouldn't know if there was an alternative.
Hey, boss,
route.
I think we ought to drive around for a bit and just scout around, so make sure everything's on the up and up, and I think we ought to park maybe a couple blocks away.
Now, was there a gate we came through?
No, you're just
good.
on the street.
I was going to say, if there's a gate, we should definitely close it this time, so we dissuade
right.
bears.
Just every time with the gate.
No, there's no gate whatsoever. You're just on a side street beside this big between two warehousey looking buildings.
Everyone, I know a puzzle when I see one, and I think the solution to this one is we need to lift up the storm drain and go in.
I would hardly call that a puzzle, but okay.
Well, yeah, but if everyone's looking at it, there's a big bright light on it. We should definitely knock that light out before we go down there, and maybe let some time pass.
So that
and how
someone
do you
knows
exactly
we were
propose
here.
we do that?
Suddenly, you hear a rhythmic pounding sound, and it's getting louder.
What does it sound like?
From where?
It sounds like something metal slapping concrete and it's rapidly approaching.
What direction does it sound like it's
I look
coming from?
directly at the nearest street behind us.
You see nothing at all. It's in the direction of passenger side. Archibald, give me a perception plus investigation check.
Good luck.
Bon chance.
I'd say that's good.
Looks pretty good. 3 successes.
I am perceiving.
3 successes. You hear the sound first, and you turn to your right. I assume you're in the passenger seat?
Oh, yes. Shotgun, always.
You turn to your right just in time to see a 7-foot-tall, 500-pound humanoid robot bursting out of the garage door in the back of Nuker Tech in full sprint. It immediately grabs the underside of the Escalade and violently lifts it up, tilting it over at a 45-degree angle and sending everyone sliding toward the driver's side.
Everyone, I've perceived that it's a robot.
Well, thanks, boss. Shit. What do we do?
I never would have guessed.
I'm trying to. My immediate reaction as the driver, I think I might have some agency, is to steer into the lift to try to use the inertia of the turn to get the car back on the ground. So I feel him trying to use his brute strength to lift the car up. I'm trying to accelerate and use centrifugal force and my driving ability to get the car on the ground and kind of get away from whatever this is. Like a flee. I'm panic fleeing and trying to right the car.
Give me a wits plus drive roll. And because you're quite surprised by this, I'm going to say this is a difficulty of 8.
Okay. All right.
Augustine, while he's rolling, could you be a doll and pass me the hammer from the trunk, please?
Ho! Boom, bam!
Oh my god.
I see 3 successes.
Yeah. Boom! Difficulty 8. Hell yeah. You guys have a getaway driver. Isn't that great for the squad?
And Dobby,
No way.
he drives the van.
Like my whole thing.
Darby, don't get too far away. And I'm reaching my hand back and saying, gimme, gimme, gimme.
I want to see how this roll ends, because if it doesn't go the way we need it to, Augustine's already halfway out the door, assuming it would not be a fatal plummet.
Pretty pleased with the cherry on top, though.
Yeah, I mean,
Jade,
I guess we got to figure out what everybody's
give me-
doing. I was just the first person that talked about what I was up to.
I am holding on to the seat in front of me for dear life. I don't have many skills in this regard, except maybe to figure out the way to shut down the robot.
And figure out what the
yeah,
hell,
I think
yeah. Figure out some
Excavo's got some
details about the
serious skills
robot.
right
Yeah,
here.
this is your time to shine.
While handling the bear cub as delicately as possible, I frantically look in the back of the vehicle to see if I could find the hammer that Archibald is looking for, and huck it to him as quickly and briefly as possible before generally making an assessment about the height that we are currently at.
I grab it.
Stop.
I grab it real cool.
Ooh,
Hammer
would I be
time.
able to use the same thing that I made to try and open the door previously, to try and to find the frequency that the robot is getting commands from, to see if it's operating on the controls of someone else?
So what happens is you manage to, after the Escalade is violently thrown up at a full 45-degree angle, you manage to turn it and get it back down on all 4 tires. What is your next move?
Okay. My goal with that was to prevent him from flipping the car to make it easier for people to get out, because this thing seems hostile and it doesn't seem like we're going to be able to get away. So I'm like, get out now. I tell people to get out, and
Oh, I'm out.
I'll try to keep the car.
yeah.
I'll try to keep the car level. I'm trying to keep it still and on the ground, and maybe occupy the guy, distract him by, driving erratically. But I'm just trying to make time for everyone to get out of the car.
Okay. And Jade immediately, obediently follows your command and gets out. Does everyone else other than Darby get out of the car?
Oh, hell yeah. I
How
am
far
the
up are
fuck
we?
out of that shit.
Are we still in the air? How far
No,
up are
no,
we?
I got the car on the ground. I got
So
the
it's
wheels
on the ground.
level.
I thought
Yeah.
you meant we just righted it while he was still
Uh-uh.
holding us. Okay.
Well, I mean, he's still like latched onto the car, presumably, but the car is all four wheels are on the ground, and we're in a relatively stable position at this
I
exact
take the
moment.
garage door opener and the thing that I made previously, and I get out of the car.
I've got the bear cub, and I bolt to the nearest secluded, shady area. I mean, it's night, but
It's like make a beeline for some plants.
yeah.
Right, so
I'm
I've
also
got...
looking around to see if there's somebody who's controlling this robot at all.
Okay, I'm actually going to bring us to our battle map,
Hell yeah.
so we can take
First battle, yeah.
so we can take a look at what this looks like. If you scroll down and a little bit to the right, you will see the robot and those of you who have exited the car
Oh, fuck me. There are no plants.
with Darby inside.
I mean, we're in a
you're on a street.
city. Yeah, we're in a city. That's how that happens.
Yeah,
Okay.
man.
Everyone exits the Escalade and they see the robot still clamped on to the underside of the Escalade and struggling to its feet.
Is it accurate to say that this... oh no, I'm still in draw mode.
I'm still in the car, correct?
Where exactly is the sewer grate we're trying to enter? We don't know if it's here, right in front of us, or if it's...
It's ahead of you.
So this
Okay,
one.
so it's this one.
And so I believe I am still in the car, correct?
Yes.
You are.
All right.
Is this black space down here a building? Like, are we basically in an alley street hybrid?
We're just next to a building, right?
That is a building, yes.
Okay, I start strolling around the car towards Robot Man. I've got my sledgehammer.
Well, what door did you
And-
exit? Because you were in the passenger door, right?
Oh, wait, never
go
mind. I'm
this
like right beside
yeah,
this dude.
yeah.
I'm right beside this dude, but I basically kind of like saunter up beside him while he's doing that. And I push up my glasses, and they like glow bright white like an anime villain. And I'm like, excuse
Why
me,
is that so perfect?
excuse me, Hal, perhaps we could settle this in a dignified manner. And then I hold up the big sledgehammer threateningly, I guess.
The robot lifts up the car 45 degrees once again and tries giving it a big shove to throw it the rest of the way over.
I see imminent danger, and my instincts to protect my bear cub kick in. Seeing the possibility of a car careening towards me, I'm going to get the fuck out of the way.
Yeah,
He's
and
got a little bit 30s radio announcer on us.
yeah, that was the vibe he was going for earlier. I think my instinct is again like stop messing with my car, and I am gonna fight him again with my driving ability, resist, try to keep the car level. And I guess if this is what he's trying to do, I'm gonna this time I'm gonna try to get the car away from him. Last time my goal was stability, so everyone could escape. Now I want to get control of the car.
This time you're distracted by someone who runs out in front of the
sure.
Escalade. A mortal running out of the back of the building with his hands up in sort of a stopping motion. This distracts you enough that the robot actually succeeds in completely flipping the Escalade over.
Okay.
The Escalade is unfortunately on its side and is threatening to tip over completely on its roof at this point. Archibald and Jade jump out of the way just in time and are uninjured, as are you. If you were immortal, you'd probably get some bashing damage, but you're merely just sort of smashed up against the driver's side window. The robot, everyone else can see, steps back and assumes a very strange sort of victory pose with its arms up, kind of like this, sort of out at, it's hard for me to do and still be in frame, but sort of out at this weird angle, like...
I apprehend the mortal.
And then, as Augustine
wanna
runs up to
stab
the
him?
mortal, the robot turns to you and then does this odd sort of like bicep curl move with his arms inward, and then turns and then moves one of his arms into sort of a C shape.
Yeah,
and then
I'm
extends
I'm
his
not
hands.
distracted. I
and then-
get behind it and look for any way to turn it off.
And then TPs his hands up like this over his head,
Is he doing a YMCA right now?
and then puts his hands back up into that victory pose, and then does that bicep curl again, and then does the C shape,
Yeah.
and then does this again,
Doing a
and then
YMCA
keeps doing
dance.
it. Yeah, he's doing the YMCA dance,
Yeah.
and then he just starts doing the Running Man.
I'm looking at his back to see if there's a panel to try and turn him off.
You do not see any kind of switch, and he starts doing the Running Man just violently next to the car.
Darby is yelling at the guy, like, turn off your robot. Like, what the fuck? Hey, he flipped my car. Are you going to pay for this? Is this your robot? What the hell is this thing all about?
Yeah.
I gotta throw up a picture.
You should stop swallowing them before the recording.
Haha! Waka waka.
What a nerd.
A panicked-looking nerdy man runs out of the building. Oh my god, this is a disaster. We're so sorry. We can do not worry. We will absolutely take care of your car. He looks over at the robot. It's doing the Running Man, and it is just like punching windows out of the Escalade with every
God
move. It's
damn,
like knocking
look,
side view mirrors
oh,
out.
Look at what's... Oh, man,
We
another
do
car.
not worry, sir. We will gladly give you cash for your trouble. Anything that you need to make this right. There's absolutely no need to call a tow truck or AAA. It's certainly not the cops. They have much more important things to deal with. We can take care of this right now, just between us. We just need to get this robot under control, and we can get
That's
this all
for
settled
damn
up.
sure.
Don't worry about it.
I
well-
kind of go up to him, like, kind of trying to get in as the prince and take the lead here, and
I try and cut you off.
I get out of the
actually.
car,
I
by the way.
extend my hand. Archibald Alvins. I'm the only one here with a last name.
Whatever. How do we turn this off?
Oh my! It's great to meet you, Archibald. I'm Abraham Branson. I'm the president of Nuker Technologies.
2 names.
How do we
love
turn
it.
this off?
We just need to we will send remote commands. We just need to send it the shutdown commands.
That's
Okay.
Did you send
Thank
it
you
the
so
fuck
much.
up
I
my
can
car
do with this thing.
command?
What
Because that
frequency?
wasn't a good one to send.
No, we didn't. Obviously, we didn't want this to happen. We didn't want. He looks over at it, and it's like it's crip walking and just like elbowing fucking
God.
pieces off of the Escalade.
Son of a bitch.
Well, thank you for taking care. I understand technical difficulties. I kind of pat him on the shoulder about it. I say, so anyway, the reason we're here, we're sewer inspectors, and it would just be great if we could get in that. Great.
Oh, hi. Yeah, that's. I'm sure in your line of work, that's the sewer puns
No.
are great.
Oh, certainly.
No, but well, we obviously don't. I mean, we're going to be footing the bill to take care of your vehicle, absolutely, and we don't want any more damage than is necessary because we're going to be paying for 100% of it. 100%. So, we don't want. Oh God, it's just like tearing off just parts
You've
of
got
the
to be
Escalade
kidding me.
with
Okay,
its.
so how much
it's
is
doing
this
the Cabbage
necessary
Patch.
then? How much?
How much?
Well,
Much?
hey,
What? I'm sorry.
Let me ask you a question.
I'm being
You
a
got,
smartass. Turn it off!
I think it's fair to say this is a total loss. Pointing at the ruins of his vehicle now, sitting below the robot.
Darby, he said he'd pay for it.
Well,
It's
no.
water
Listen.
under the
Well,
bridge.
hang on, sir. Do y'all got anything special in there we could drive around? Y'all technology company?
Yeah, we can
Like a
we can-
purple PT Cruiser.
I mean, I don't think we have. Nobody drives PT Cruisers anymore, but we could probably hook you up with a loaner car, certainly. But we need to set this up with. Oh Jesus, we need to get you a we need to get this robot deactivated, and let me take it inside. We need to get the robot inside. The rest of my staff is going to help us with this. Please come in real quick. We need to get the robot inside.
We're just going to let him keep on keeping on.
Of course, Abraham. Let's come right inside.
These two people are going to shut down the robot for us. And he points you inside the building. The interior of the building resembles the workshop where Mythbusters was shot. There are workbenches lining the walls and various machines for manufacturing metal and plastic components arranged alongside just inscrutable, half-finished mechanical projects with wires and hydraulic tubes hanging out of their open cases like field-dressed deer. There's a hum in the air from the considerable number of fans running overhead in various computers and at several soldering stations.
Are the two guys fixing it just Adam and Jamie? Because that would be lovely.
Abraham says, the gentleman cowering in fear from his own creation behind that desk over there is my lead mechanical engineer, Bartleby Cubbins.
Okay, I go over there. I go over to him. I want to help him turn this robot off, because he seems very scared.
Bartleby, surprised you're a scientist and not a scrivener.
Bartleby says, I knew I should never have read Frankenstein. Abraham says, the woman on the computer who let the robot leave the building in the first place is my lead programmer, Candace Danklin. Candace says, lead programmer does not mean lead person in charge of keeping the damn door closed, so it's not on me. Abraham says, point taken, Candace, but please turn off the robot. Candace says, the robot? Yeah, I can't do that when it's outside. Abraham says, I don't understand. Candace says, I told you, it was a bad idea to run controls through the wireless network. Once he's out of the building, he's out of range.
No, then you just need a network extender, right? So we figure out the way to extend the network.
Abraham says, yes, exactly. Do any of you have a network extender on you?
This device, I could use my phone as a hotspot or something and try and connect that way. And use this radio frequency device that I whipped up to try and throw the network out further. I don't know.
In the distance, you hear just the sounds of just more of the Escalade getting destroyed.
We need to do something.
Can I go whisper?
What's that?
Can I go whisper something to Darby real quick?
Sure.
Hey, Darby, I know it's upsetting about the Escalade, but listen, they're going to pay for it, and remember, we're here for other reasons. We need to be very covert. Yes, covert, Darby. Like
every time I get a car, it's just like somebody
Darby
has to just destroy it, or fuck it up, or shock it, or burn it, or electrocute it. Like, for Christ's sake, can I just drive a car around for a minute without getting pulled over by an ambulance, or some stupid dumbass thing happening? Every time,
Darby,
sir.
I know it's got to be so frustrating for you, but think about it. If we're covert, you know what it'll be like? It's going to be like Mission Impossible. I kind of nudge him. Like,
all right,
Mission Impossible.
I'm listening.
And you know who I think bears a striking resemblance to a Mr. Tom Cruise, but taller? This guy.
That's a low bar, but okay. All right, thank you.
Hey, he's got a great smile.
It's a literally low bar.
For a horse. Like,
okay. Abraham says, well, I hate to ask anything more of you poor people, but in lieu of a network extender, would you people mind helping us corral this robot back into the building so we can send the signal to it to shut it off? Then we could talk about getting your car taken care of and perhaps giving you a loaner vehicle while that is taking place.
They can do that. I will try and whip up a Wi-Fi extender.
Well, what do you got to get this thing rustled in? You got some kind of rope? Shit, this thing looks strong. It just flipped my car over.
I'm already kind of twirling my hammer around and just walking out.
But hey, sir. I just want to remind you, just generally, we got to keep it and cool it on the superhero-looking stuff out here. So, we got to... How would you get this under control if we wasn't here?
Well, it should probably if you surround it and sort of like gesture to sort of I don't really know.
So you don't know.
I see
Okay.
you have a sledgehammer. You could try to nudge it back into the building. You could try
I
shoving it.
understand this is tech speak for he doesn't know what he's talking
You know,
about.
if you do damage it, I mean, look at this place. We can fix it if you damage it. It's fine if hopefully you don't completely disable it.
We're going to have to damage it. That's
All right. I follow Archibald. So if he's gonna try to corral it, I'm gonna try to help him do that.
And Abraham he puts a hand on Darby's shoulder before Darby can leave. And he looks at Darby really seriously, right in the eyes, and he says, "Listen, understand, that dancing robot is out there. It can't be reasoned with. It can't be bargained with. It doesn't feel pity or remorse or fear, and it absolutely will not stop dancing. Ever. Until you are dead." All right, go get it.
I mean, obviously Darby's fired up, and I think he runs right at it. And so what's Archibald doing?
I am the Escalade is super broken.
It's destroyed.
Right?
Yeah.
All the electrical systems are down. Okay, I pull out my phone and I go on my iTunes and I play the Cha-Cha Slide.
Okay.
That's
It's
like your rage song?
It's the only way.
2 slaps this time.
I'm trying to lead the robot in via, shouting out dance commands.
Wow, that's amazing. So you're literally trying to cha-cha slide
I'm trying
him.
to cha-cha slide him back in because he's unstoppable and I don't want to break him with my hammer.
That's incredible. Wow. Darby.
So I'm really just gesturing, and along with the song, I'm like 2 hops this time, but in the direction of the thing, so he tries to follow me.
So this is now combat, where
I am doing something
Well,
entirely different.
obviously
I am
it
not in
is.
combat.
Obviously, this is combat.
where you are going to need to position yourselves where you would like to start combat. What you see from the robot is that the robot has not stopped dancing. At the moment,
I
it
am
is
inside.
doing the Cabbage Patch. Jade is keeping
She
a
seems to
distance, sort of watching what Darby's doing and waiting for cues.
Darby's just waving her out of the scene. I think he's just like, hey, we got this. Don't worry about it.
Can I ask Bartleby and Candice if they have cardboard, aluminum foil, glue, a pen, and some scissors?
And the paperclip.
Not the paperclip.
Bartleby says, are you trying to MacGyver something?
I am trying to extend your network connection. What I want to do is I want to center the connection to a certain direction. Instead of just having Wi-Fi all around, you can just pull all of that together and center it out.
You must center your connection.
And then we can literally aim this at the robot and get a signal to the robot.
Bartleby says,
5 dots of technology, bitches.
Bartleby says, I think you're... Explain that again? What? Are you...
It's a really rudimentary way to extend your Wi-Fi in one direction. Right? So you're using the aluminum and putting it on the cardboard and affixing this to wherever your Wi-Fi is being streamed from and pushing it.
Oh, I think I've seen this before. I do have a Pringles can.
Perfect!
Is that what you
is
need?
cardboard.
Yeah.
There we go. And there's some aluminum on the top. Has it been opened?
No.
Okay, perfect. That aluminum on the top of that little peel lid is going to work for the aluminum that we need.
Okay. Do I need to eat all the chips?
That is up to you.
Is it a problem if I eat all the chips?
No, you could literally just do that. I don't care.
Pringles on his desk.
Just dumps them into his mouth.
Because they shouldn't go to waste.
We're never
So
going to stop
then,
this thing if we don't eat them all.
Okay, Excavo is now working on an improvised Wi-Fi extender, while Darby...
I have 4 dots in machines. My first, because it seems like my fearless leader is trying to reason with this monster. I am keeping my distance, but I would like
Fearless,
to use my
okay.
first turn to get whatever information I can with my technical knowledge. I want to investigate from a mechanical perspective, maybe looking for weaknesses or anything structural I could exploit to move the
Have an aluminum
the
heel.
machine.
You could use to move the machine?
I'm looking for some kind of exploitable weakness. I think our goal is to get the machine inside, so that's what I want to exploit the machine's weaknesses to do.
I like to think that I've almost gotten him in, but then it gets to the part where it says reverse, reverse, and then he just starts going the other way, and I lose all my progress.
Just
Darby, it's not working!
Sisyphusian pursuit of the door.
Give me an example of a weakness or an exploit that you're thinking of. I'm not totally sure what you're looking for.
So here's my thought process. I think Darby would know how to analyze a robot construct from a mechanical perspective. So how the hydraulics move the machine around, how the musculature works, how it's able to physically accomplish
Whatever
what
similar
it's
to a
trying
car.
to accomplish. And if it's malfunctioning, if it's damaged in some way, that it's dancing or whatever, that's the kind of thing I'm looking for. Like, does it have a pressure point? Does it have a center of gravity that could be exploited? That kind of thing.
You can tell without any rules at all that it has a pretty high center of gravity. It's pretty top heavy. It also seems pretty nimble on its feet. Kind of like those football players that were convinced by their coaches to take a bunch of ballet classes.
Have I seen a robot like this before?
Terminator?
Okay, yeah. So I guess I am. So here's my objective then. I would like to grapple the robot.
Oh, sorry. It does not look like Terminator. I actually did have an illustrated picture that is
fun.
a bit closer to.
Okay.
So something kind of along these lines.
Got it. So my goal is to grapple this robot and to just move its dancing self inside, closer to the door. My concern is appearing freakishly strong in front of the humans. So I want to look very strong, but also like creative with leverage or whatever, to where this could be a realistic thing that I could do. So that's my goal, to clandestinely somewhat move this robot.
Okay, the clandestine part would require some explanation of what you mean by that.
Well, here's the thing. Like, if it is impossible for a human to do this, so I feel like
it's
they
500
wouldn't-
pounds. People can deadlift 500 pounds. Especially if
All
they're
right.
just like dragging something and going,
Yeah.
"Oh, I'm just barely doing this."
That's exactly the deception that I'm talking about. I want it to look reasonable for a human to be doing this when it might be pretty easy for Darby.
Okay.
So, yeah, I'm physically moving the robot.
So this will require succeeding in a hold roll.
Okay.
And also, since at the moment this robot is doing the Cabbage Patch, the robot is effectively it is not acting aggressively at all. It is not attacking any of you.
Right.
But since it is a literal dancing machine, it is effectively flailing dangerously at everything around it. So anyone who comes within range of it is at risk of getting hit by a flailing robotic limb.
Sure.
So to actually grab it, to be able to drag it around, you'll have to succeed in a hold roll, which is strength plus brawl. And to do that and not get accidentally clocked in the head by a robotic limb, you will need to succeed in a simple wits roll.
Okay, what order do those things need to happen in?
First, strength plus brawl.
All right. 4 successes.
That's pretty good. So you have picked up the robot. Now it's doing the cabbage patch. So it's all elbows. You're picking it up from behind, I assume.
Well, so tell me about the angle that I would have approached it. I guess I'm trying to think of like just the geometry. Like I don't think that. I think I would have tried to approach it from behind. Yeah, if it's cabbage patching, sure, that makes the most sense.
So
it's
Darby
a weird
has...
thing to imagine, but yes. I want to get him kind of high on the chest. Below the arms, but high on the chest.
Darby has a wits of 4, so roll 4 dice to see if you can do that without catching an elbow to the head.
And botches.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Yep, you succeed. You dodge them bows. Okay, because...
Oh, you squirrely little son of a bitch, ain't you?
Because
Darby's having the time of his life. Looks like this is the most fun he's had all night.
Because it is a quite heavy object, you are able to move it 1 yard per turn. Because you're effectively just dragging it.
Yeah. I'm making an effort to try to dance with it, if that makes sense. Like, I want to go with the dancing.
Gives you style points.
Yeah, I think that's what I'm going for. I'm at no point am I not trying to impress Jade. So I'm like kind of looking over my shoulder, and I'm trying to ham it up a little bit.
If you
but
got
then
assistance,
it gets embarrassing when the robot starts leading you instead of you leading.
Oh no, Darby would roll with it. I think as long he would pretend like it was his idea. That's his deal. It's like, oh yeah, let's do it this way.
Now, if you got assistance carrying it, instead of just dragging it by its chest, if you had someone carrying its top and bottom, you could move it faster.
Hey, you think you can rustle up the legs, sir?
I begrudgingly shut off my song and stopped trying to DDR to it, and I just kind of mope over to him and help pick it up.
So I'm going to say that is the first round, and Darby has moved the robot 1 yard. And let's go back to Excavo.
Okay.
Excavo, you're going to roll, what was it? Intelligence plus technology to try to make a Wi-Fi extender? Though I do believe this should take more than one turn. I think I want to say that this is an extended action, and you can get a functioning one working as soon as you get 15 cumulative successes.
15.
Which, I mean, you have a lot of dice.
You could do that in 2 rounds.
Yeah, you can do that in like 2 rounds.
Well, maybe 3.
Also, they could get the robot in the room by then, so. Yeah, standard.
1, 2, 3,
4.
4. Yeah, 4.
Already 4 down.
All right. Ooh. We have cut out the cardboard.
All right. Back to Darby and Archibald.
I'm like yelling, Augustin, come help.
I am flagrantly ignoring them.
Somebody has to help eat all the Pringles, so.
This fucking guy.
This whole encounter has me a modicum of suspicious.
Did you just turn your...
So I'm like, I am callously perusing the parameter of the building while staying very goddamn clear that bedeviled machine.
I'm mumbling to Archibald, like, can you believe this fucking guy over here?
Devil
Just, look at him,
machine.
not even
Is he
paying
from the
attention.
20s?
Are you kidding me?
Yeah,
tried to-
imagine if this thing, instead of wires, it had vines, he'd be all over it, huh?
Yeah. If it was plant related.
just
I
paint it
tried to
green.
turn off
Helping.
player control of icons,
Dude loves
so
plants, huh?
Augustine couldn't be teleporting his icon all over the map during combat rounds, but
Oh, sorry.
I couldn't figure out how to...
I can return him to his original position.
Nope, he's a wizard. He can do what he wants.
He's doing some crazy
You know what?
instant transmission.
You're right. I am a wizard.
All this stuff has carbon in it, so it's really
this
a
whole-
plant
Oh my God.
deep down.
Something about this reeks of suspicion. So I am just casually avoiding any proximity to the robot, but walking the perimeter around the building and
There you go.
glancing into windows to see if there's anything I can identify as verifying my suspicions.
Maybe go look at the bottom of a well, see if you can find some Brujah down there.
Okay, so Archibald is trying to grab the robot's feet.
Yeah, but I'm making it super difficult because I don't want to let go of my sledgehammer, so I'm trying to, like, just get it all.
Just
Might
one
I
hand.
suggest you tuck the sledgehammer in your belt?
I'm doing it.
All right.
I did it like a real worker would.
And we work on getting you like a sledgehammer holster next session.
Also
Gosh,
known as a
could
panda.
Darby make that?
Yeah, sure.
Oh
why
my
not?
gosh, I'll teach you second level potence and you can...
I'll make you some equipment. Why not?
Yeah.
All right, so Archibald uses his movement to run around to the other side of the robot and rolls brawl plus strength. So I see
Okay.
5 successes.
There we go.
Yeah.
I'm very strong.
All right, and give me a... So you successfully grab the robot's feet. Give me a wits roll. That is going to be 4 dice to see if you get kicked as you do this.
Nice.
You're
You
good.
look very slick.
And since I succeeded so hard, I am going to kind of do each leg at a time in a walking motion, and I do sing a little bit of "Everybody Walk the Dinosaur."
That's great.
Abraham says, I'll open the door and get on the floor, if that helps.
Just gonna like shout. I was gonna shout at them to open the door and do the whole thing. There
The
we go.
robot uses his action to struggle against Darby, which he does passively, using his strength. And he rolls 2 successes against Darby. This is an opposed roll. Darby rolls his strength plus brawl. Needs to get at least 2 successes to maintain his hold. I bet he's gonna.
Yeah. Barely. It was close, but yeah, I got it.
So, the 2 of you collectively move the robots 2 yards over.
Nice.
Back over to Excava.
All right, I roll again.
Yep. Give me another intelligence plus technology roll.
So
That's
then
it.
that
1,
would
2,
be 3 successes
3
there.
successes.
So I have 7 total.
We'll let you get away with it. So you're up to 7 total successes. Back to carting in that dancing robot. It is...
Real quick, before the round eclipses,
Yes.
am I able to see any windows on the side of the building I have apparated to?
It is windowless.
Fuck! Alright.
It was described as windowless earlier.
Well,
But you have confirmed that there are no hidden windows anywhere.
tapping every brick to ensure that there's not somebody on the other side who's going to be like, password? Anyway.
Confirmed. The robot is no longer doing the Cabbage Patch. You no longer see its arms going out. It now appears to be its shoulders are hopping up and down. If you're familiar with 90s hip hop dances, you'd swear it's attempting to do, while restrained, the Harlem Shake.
Okay.
Your archival knowledge of dance culture
Yep.
Simply astounding.
Really painting the picture there. Yeah, man. I think if we've still got it securely grappled, this round I intend to focus entirely on style.
In the previous round, I believe Darby still needed to do a wits roll to see if he got cabbage patched in the head, because this thing is still flailing.
Yeah, no problem.
Okay, so the robot is still flailing around and has a chance to wrestle itself free. You guys are still doing the same thing. You're not changing what you're trying to do. You're still trying to cart it back in.
Yep, that's still the plan. Like I said, my entire focus is on style this time. If it changed its dance move, I want to change my grapple style to be a better dance partner.
Okay. It gets 0 successes to break out of your hold. I think you still need a roll to see if you botch.
I would have to. Yeah, I could botch. It's unlikely, but it's possible.
Yep.
So strength plus brawl.
Yep, for both of you.
Just a real casual 10 dice here. See if I botch. Oh my god, I almost did. Did I? No, I didn't. I didn't botch, but I didn't succeed either.
You just got 0?
I got 0. It was very close.
I'm like trying to think of other coordinated cool dances I could do, but I'm drawing a blank, so I'm just like, Watusi?
Do we both need to roll wits again?
Yes.
I can roll a little better this time.
Got him.
Yeah. I'm okay. You did succeed. There you go. 1 success for you, 2 for me.
The two of you move the Harlem shaking robot 6 feet closer to the building. Excavo, give me another intelligence plus technology roll.
Rolling. 1, 2, 3, 3. That puts me
successes.
Puts me at 10.
This will come in handy if they drop the robot and it runs in full sprint down the street.
Yeah. we could lose control of this thing at any time.
Hurriedly, I scurry past these buffoons.
You hurriedly scurry.
This method of technology. I try and just walk in the front door, and is there how are the wits of those inhabiting the room? Are they relatively distracted?
The Bartleby and Candace and Abraham and Excavo?
Indeed.
They're pretty distracted. Bartleby and Candace are both trying to help Excavo with her crafts project.
If no one has...
And Abraham is pretending like he's being helpful, being like, yes, right in here, I'm helping.
If no one has any resistance to offer, I finagle my way over yonder and just start rummaging about.
I would like to offer some resistance. If you are coming by us, I think I would try to trip you. Like
Are you trying to botch, Fred?
You're trying to trip.
Yeah. He wasn't helping at all. He came out of nowhere. He's still not helping with the robot, and he tries to like sidle by and sneak by everyone. Fuck that. Like, I am trying to mess with him, for sure. I'm happy to split my dice on my next turn between the robot and this clown.
Roll for tripping.
Okay, yeah, this appears to be opposed. Okay, let's deal with what Archibald is doing first. Archibald, give me a strength plus brawl. See if you can keep a hold of this robot.
Yep, looks like I got it.
How many?
And then a wits.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
you got
like
5?
Yeah.
Robot only got 3 successes. Give me a wits roll to see if you get kicked.
No successes.
No successes. You get kicked for 2 bashing.
Ouch.
Which you can soak.
Soak with, what does that mean again?
Roll your stamina dice to see how many of those you soak.
I'm gonna need help with that one too. What is that?
You have a stamina rating of 3, so roll 3
under
dice.
your physical.
Cool, got it.
Nope.
That looks
One.
like no successes. So you take
Oh, no.
A
2
9?
levels of bashing damage, but vampires automatically cut all bashing damage in half, so you only take 1 level of bashing damage. So you've gotten
Ooh.
kicked in the face by a robot. So hey, it's a fun story.
It's
So
a fun
I
story.
get like 1 point of damage, and now I'm hurt or bruised.
You are at the bruised health level.
Okay.
So
Gotcha.
no wound penalties. Darby, you wish to
Yes.
split your dice pool between holding on to the robot and tripping Augustine?
I've changed my mind. I would like to burn for celerity, and I would like to use my full dice pool on both targets. So I would like to fully. So and again, my main goal is impressing Jade. So I am trying to essentially dance one-handedly with the robot and try to make it seem as if my trip is part of the natural dance maneuver. So I'm like wrangling the robot, and I step my foot back right as Augustine is trying to sneak by, and I'm giving him the business, and I'm doing it with the special precision of celerity enhanced move.
So you're still hanging on to the robot,
That's right.
and you trip Augustine.
Yeah. My goal is to oppose his movement into the room, make him fall.
And you're burning 1 blood
One
point
blood. That's great.
in order to do that without splitting your dice pool.
Correct.
Okay. Let's resolve the robot first.
Sure. Standard strength plus brawl.
Strength plus brawl. And you'll have to get at least 3 successes in order to hang on to it.
Oh,
Yeah. I got
7.
7.
You got 7 successes.
I did.
Yeah, it's not going anywhere.
All the dice are 4 or above. Like
You clamp down.
So
Wow.
can you describe what this aspect looks like?
Well, first, give me
yeah.
the wits roll, because whether this
Okay.
is really smooth or not really depends on whether or not it smacks you in the face with its free hand.
Great point.
Nope.
It does not.
Hell yeah.
So
yeah, help me. How did I manage to do here?
so you go from like bear hugging it under its arms to, let's say the transition is from that position, you grab it on the wrist, and then it's like a ballroom twirl to like a full extension. So you
Yes.
almost have it like stretched out between you and Archibald, which the two of you have like lifted up off the ground, which normally, people shouldn't be able to do, but the two of you have potence. Now you're attempting to trip Augustine
Correct.
as he's passing by. Augustine, what are you attempting to do?
I mean, am I aware of his motions? Am I able to perceive his actions before they happen, or am I relatively caught off guard? Because as far as I know, without knowledge, I am just generally trying to scurry past via this nearest wall path to hook a hard J.
We didn't actually roll initiative, so
No, we didn't.
I always love hooking a hard J.
Oh, yeah.
whether or not you'd be able to preempt his action depends on your initiative, which we don't know yet. Augustine and Darby, both roll a d10, please.
Do we get any kind of bonuses to this? Or just
Roll a
up?
d10 and add your dexterity and wits. And that is
Just
your
raw add
initiative.
them.
1d10 plus dex plus wits.
All right.
8.
My total is 10. All right.
Okay, so this plays out. So there's no change basically. Augustine had lower initiative, so he declared his action first, and Darby reacted to it. Augustine declared that he was just going to stroll in, and Darby with higher initiative saw that and was able to react to it.
Dope.
And Augustine would have the option to roll perception plus alertness to be aware of Darby getting mad and trying to trip him.
That's a negative.
I am blissfully unaware of him being a bastard.
Okay, so Darby is trying to just trip Augustine.
That's right. I just want him to fall down and look dumb.
I'm holding a bear cub.
I have no regard for its safety.
Nor its mothers.
But if I ever see that parade float, I will not harm it.
You just like go wild during the parade and attack.
Darby, give me a dexterity plus brawl.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 successes. Darby's rolling strong.
Augustine falls down.
You win. Perfect.
You couldn't wait till Wednesday? Because that's when the garbage men show up and you're garbage.
What are you talking about? I'm just trying to wrangle this robot.
Eat
Why don't
the
you
poop,
watch
Darby.
where you're walking, plant guy?
Eat poop.
It's not my fault you're not paying attention where you're stepping.
That's an excellent use of our time and dice rolls.
Hell yeah. Our characters have priorities, damn it.
I believe those are the necessary steps to move the robot another 6 feet, which I believe will bring it just within the threshold of this room, of the building.
Well, what happens?
Slightly displacing Augustine.
Who's just like collecting himself and mumbling vulgarities about Darby, dusting off the bear cub.
I walk up to Abraham. I'm like, don't worry about that trouble. We deal with that kind of thing all the time in the sewer.
Does the robot just stop moving? Is it inert once we get inside?
Does Excavo continue working on the Wi-Fi extender?
Mm-hmm.
Give me another roll. I like how your dice are red, so it looks like an explosion of blood across the screen.
It's literally the color of blood. I looked up the hex code.
Oh, that's what you were talking about.
Yeah, that's me. 1, 2, 5. So 10 plus. So I should be at 15. That puts me at 15, right? Because I had 10.
I think that's right.
Yeah.
Excavo, just in time, finishes the Wi-Fi extender and hands it to Candace, who awkwardly goes,
Go.
"Great! Hey, in case it leaves the building again, we're definitely gonna use this." Which it might do. It might do. We really appreciate this. We might use this. Possibly. It was very good that you did this. Thank you for doing this. and she goes onto her terminal, and at this point,
it's better to have it and not need it than need it and not have it.
at this point, Darby and Archibald, I assume, carry the robot further into the room and just sort of hold it in place.
Yeah. Until we confirm that it's not moving and following instructions, I think we're just keeping it secure.
Well, don't we beam and instruct into it to turn it off?
Candace is on her computer and she says, I'll try to connect. I haven't actually successfully connected over the wireless network since we booted him up. It's been complaining about the password being wrong. So, it's hang on.
Pourquoi?
Hang on. It's locked me out. It says too many incorrect password attempts. Contact a system administrator. Abraham, you told me you set the password to be 60377 when you set it up, right? And Abraham says, "Yeah, I wrote it down on this piece of paper." And Candace says, "That's a 0." And then they start bickering. They start just this bitter argument about whether or not it's okay to call zeros O's when you're communicating a password verbally
Candace,
to
you
someone
talk to
else.
him about this. Can I just type the password in and get this?
And Candace turns to all of you, and she just does the shush motion to Abraham. She says, "I'm sorry, folks. Your car is upside down because that boy doesn't know letters from numbers." Abraham turns to Excavo. When you say O in the middle of a bunch of numbers, isn't it assumed that you mean zero if it's in a series of numbers? And they're bickering with each other, and
you just show them the paper. That's all you do. Is you just show them the paper. You don't have to. No, don't involve me.
Candace says to Excavo, "Well, now the only way I know how to shut it down now is to physically connect a USB cable to the back of its head again to get
So there was a vulnerability.
control, but I think we broke the cable that we do that with.
What cable is it?
I think we snapped it when it was dancing.
And you don't have an extra? What is this?
No, we need to log in. But
do you have the cable and a soldering iron or something?
hang
You're
on.
trying to fix
And
it?
she's at her computer and she's trying to type in what she now knows is the right password. And this internet's control panel for the robot, she's logging in through the IP address for the robot. You can see that the robot is a device on the wireless network, and she's communicating with it over the network, but just the weird interface that they're using isn't working for her. And she's getting really frustrated, and she says, I don't know. I think we should have hired someone to make software for us. We just piggybacked off of standard open source network security packages because we've never built something with internet-based controls. I don't think it was a good idea to begin with.
What does this company do? Like,
normally when we make robots and stuff,
I don't know how to get on the Wi-Fi. What is this?
we usually use radio signals and IR signals. This is our first time messing with internet protocol stuff. We kind of didn't know what we were getting into making an internet-controlled thing. So now
do you have a backup IR signal?
We're locked out of controls and we can't physically make this thing stop dancing unless if we can figure out some way to get into it without knowing, without being able to use the password.
Could you, in theory, build another one?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we can build another one.
Why don't we just destroy this one? Why do let's just pour some water on it or something? Like, we don't.
Excavo.
If you want to just throw it away, then you throw
She's
it away.
on the computer and she keeps trying to refresh and find some way to reset.
Are you in devices and printers? What is this? A Windows computer?
Yeah, she's on a Windows computer.
Is there a way
Alright.
to physically destroy it?
I mean,
we
sure,
can disable
right?
its dancing ability.
It's just an
Well,
object.
Darby, there is a way.
There's always a way to destroy an object, sure.
I mean,
If you
like
want
a
to
way
keep it
without
intact,
ruining all the
there are
parts. You
things
know what
you
I'm
can
saying?
try.
I mean, don't worry. We can keep holding it here. I mean, it's just another day in the sewer business.
I assume that the main components are either here or in the head, right? So we just need to focus on those areas if we wanted to destroy it, theoretically, correct?
A lot of work went into it. We really don't want to destroy it. It would take a lot
I mean,
of work
there
to
are
put it back
things you
together.
can try if you don't
How much
want
work
to
went
destroy
into
it.
building an Escalade? Do you think? Like a lot, or
Oh, those are on the assembly line, sure. With this, I mean, are you in devices and printers? Are you trying to troubleshoot from there?
You
Where are
mentioned
you?
it shows up on the wireless devices, yeah? Like, if she were connected to their Wi-Fi with her phone, it would show up.
Yeah, it pops up
At
as
this
an
point, I would
unknown
have
device.
connected. Okay, so
Candace
then we can look at-
keeps fiddling with it and is like, I just wish there were someone you could call as I don't know, under the table black market tech support for
I mean,
stuff
I feel
like
like
this.
I've been volunteering my time right now. If
there's anything you could do, please
yeah,
do it. I mean, and she gestures. She
Okay.
stands up and gestures at her
Move.
empty chair.
It's hard for me to see because I, in real life, cannot see your computer. But I go into devices and printers.
What you see when you look at the computer is a pretty straightforward hacking opportunity to get control of a device.
Well, I already know the password. I don't need to get the password, so I am in. Right?
Yeah, it's a device that has been locked out from the normal way that you would log in, but it's open source software. It's pretty straightforward. The methods that you would use to break into it, the ways that you would look up vulnerabilities, the exploits that you would take advantage of.
Is there an override of any sort? Is like for something?
That's the kind of thing that you would
All right.
right now be looking for.
All right,
And-
so I look for a way to override it.
Yeah, and looking for.
Okay.
Can be
In real life,
one.
I'm like, what do I do? In real life, I'm not a computer hacker. But Excava would be looking for ways to override an IP address. And
All right. So once again, you need to get 15 successes,
15, okay.
and you will successfully have hacked into this dancing robot.
Is it the same dice?
It is now intelligence plus computers, and your specialization is hacking. So, yeah, your dice pool is going to be 8 for
8.
this with an active specialization. But
right.
the robot is now, while being held by both of you, it is now trying really hard. As far as you can tell, it's trying to crip walk.
Do you want me to roll?
I want Excava to roll first.
One,
Yo.
2.
Dose.
Yeah, 6. 6 is the difficulty, right?
Yes.
Okay, yeah, 2. I was hoping you were going to say 5.
Darby and Archibald, you're holding the robot in place.
Again, I'm trying to like go with it. If it's changing its dance, Darby is once again stylistically trying to retain his hold.
Yeah, I imagine we're like kind of side by side, and it's almost chorus line-esque at this point. We're kind of like canning with this thing.
I assume Darby's transitioned back to holding both of its arms, and Archibald is holding both of its legs, and it's sort of doing this like sort of hoppy sort of. It's hard to describe while it's
right now.
splayed out.
I'm very aware, just like more aware than I ought to be about exactly the mechanics that go into the dance that you're describing, and so yeah, I'm aware of
The
what
crip
the
walk.
robot is doing.
So you would know that Archibald's taking the brunt of this.
That's right. But yeah, because I think the chest is relatively stable during the sea walk, and that's what I've got onto. But I am trying to.
It's all in the feet. It's the river dance of.
That's right.
Gang related
lots
dancing.
of heel toe stuff. Lots of ankle movement.
All right. It's in its next pre-rolls. It rolls 5 successes to break out of the hold. Both of you roll brawl plus strength.
5 successes is a lot.
I did it too. I got these now.
I only got 3 successes.
I think I got 4.
6 is...
So it crip walks right out of the hold and falls to the ground. Both of you give me a wits roll.
Did that work? No.
Looks like Archibald takes. Oh wait, no. Archibald succeeds, as does Darby. So the robot just breaks out and just falls flat on its back and immediately starts doing the worm.
Yeah, I think if we're on to the next combat round, Darby's move is going to be like a Macho Man Randy Savage elbow drop.
Excavo, give me another intelligence plus computers roll while you're furiously trying to hack into this thing. I see 4.
That's 5.
4.
I see 5. Oh, that's 4. That's 4. You're right.
I'll let it be 5.
It's only 4.
All right, so I'm at 7.
So Darby, what is the goal
Oh, wait, I'm
of
at
your
6.
elbow drop?
Oh man. I think it's just that the opportunity is there. I don't really know how effective it's going to be in accomplishing anything. I think mostly I'm using it as a methodology to get down on the ground with it so I can reestablish a hold. But I'm going for more of a wrestling hold this time. If he's down on the ground, I think Darby's ready to get down with him. And so yeah, I elbow drop into like a grab.
You can try one of 2 different approaches. You can either try to do damage to it and then try the hold in your next action.
I do not want to hurt it. I don't want to actually. I'm again. The elbow is much more about getting Darby on the ground with
Just theatrics.
style than it is about hurting the robot.
So you want to roll to grab it again, but
Yes.
as you're doing it, you're dropping to the ground.
Correct. I want to kind of get prone, I guess, with the robot down on the ground and try to subdue it.
Okay. And what is Archibald doing?
So I'm misreading the situation because I see you like kind of elbow dropping it. I'm just like, okay, we've got to do it. So I undo one button of my polo and I grab the sledgehammer and I just like go at it because I think we're attacking this thing.
Oh shit.
So I think he's holding it for me. So I just like let it rip.
And I am unwittingly holding it for you, though that's not my intention.
I'm getting jazzed up on all this like cool choreographed dance moves, and I'm just like pumped up right now.
Are you hitting it any specific place?
How is Darby holding it?
I don't know if it's even really been established how I've grabbed it, but I think
I feel like I would probably... I feel like I would still... I'm not, like, raging out or anything yet, so I don't think my wits are so lost that I'm going to try and break its, like, valuable parts. I think I'll try to take out, like the joint of a hip or something to try and, like, disable a leg so it can't, like, run away again.
Okay.
Yeah.
Your difficulty will be slightly increased to try to do that.
Yeah, I'll go for it. Because really, in the end, it's probably better if I fail at doing this.
depends on how badly you fail.
And then what do I roll for that?
Dexterity plus melee.
Okay, so 6. Does potence come into this?
It'll potence is used when you're determining damage, but not your likelihood
But
to
not
hit.
hit.
But celerity, if you have it, you could
Celerity I do have.
You could add any celerity dice to your dexterity.
So I
Dice
have
pool.
one of those too. So
Yes.
that would be 3 plus 4, 7 again. So 3 successes.
We may have lost Graham though.
Oh, yeah,
Uh-oh.
we did. It's just a handsome picture of him now.
Hello? Can you hear me?
I do want to just make it known that as I throw the hammer down, I do yell, "I'm helping!"
So you bring the sledgehammer down with 3 successes.
Yeah.
Because the robot is doing the worm and moving around, that is effectively a dodge.
Cool.
Effectively a dodge with 2 successes, meaning that reduces the amount of successes that you have down to 1, which means you still hit it. You just don't get those bonus successes that add additional damage. Now roll your sledgehammer. For the moment, I'll say it works the same as a club, which is strength plus 1. damage dice pool, if I'm not mistaken. So roll strength plus potence plus 1 to determine how much damage it does to the robot.
6.
Oh, my mistake. Strength plus potence plus 2 if it works like a club.
2. Okay, 7 again. There we go. I hit a...
Looks like 3.
3.
You do 3 levels of bashing damage to the robot.
Did he get his called shot on the leg joint?
Yes, to the leg joint.
Perfect.
You dent it pretty badly. And the robot does get a soak roll for that, which it fails. The sledgehammer connects directly to the hip joint and puts a pretty bad dent in it.
The sledge bone's connected to the leg bone.
A little bit of hydraulic fluid squirts out of the side of the robot's hip. Let's do Excavo and then do Augustin. Excavo, give me another intelligence plus computer roll.
Do any of the NPCs react when he swings the sledgehammer?
4.
4 successes.
Yes.
2/3 of the way there. Bartleby, who's still cowering behind a desk, says, what if they hit the network adapter or the antenna or something? Wouldn't it make it impossible to shut it down? Augustin.
Pokey. Rummage times.
Pick a direction that you would like to explore. Like,
I'm basically trying to find the far corner over here.
okay, I will reveal that. It's going to be disappointing because I've not put any details.
It's okay. I will be spending the remainder of my turns exploring this room, trying to identify the things I'm suspicious about.
You explore, and I'm going to move your icon there. You explore. There are a bunch of partitions, and there are little cubicles where each of the individual little mechanical projects that Nuker Tech has been working on are kind of segmented into, and you kind of like duck into each of these little workspaces, and you take a look at each of them, and they're like lockers and workbenches and shelves full of all these parts, and the place is jam-packed full of tools and big machines all over the place. The whole place is interesting, and in a weird way that makes the whole place kind of boring. Like everything kind of stands out and nothing kind of stands out.
Okay.
That's what you get. So, okay, Archibald just sledgehammered the robot. Did Darby just succeed in the hold?
Let's see. Where's my roll for that? I got plenty of successes in the hold. Wait. No, I don't think I've rolled that yet. I don't think I've rolled my to hold. I only rolled
I skipped over Darby getting that jumping that elbow drop hold. So yeah, give me a strength plus brawl.
1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 successes.
All right, you quite successfully hop down and say put a headlock around the robot. Does that sound right?
So I did get to see Archibald go first.
Yes.
Yeah, I think I'd wanna. I'm trying to think if I could hold him still in a way to make it easier for him to set him up for his next attack. So yeah, I think I'm trying to get him in an armbar or get him held down in such a way that he's holding as still as possible, so Archibald can hit him again next time.
Yeah, you can hold the robot down by the arms.
Yeah, I think that's what I'm trying to do.
Okay. You successfully hold the robot down by the arms. Give me a wits roll.
41s. There we go. I think I did okay.
Okay. All right. I think this brings us back around to... we're out of order.
I think I kind of get to go again because
yeah.
we should have done that. Yeah.
Yeah. So you are continuing to hold the robot down, and Archibald is... What's Archibald doing?
I mean, if he's still holding it down,
Just going to town on the robot's hip?
I'm kind of gonna glance over at Abraham and be like, "Is this cool?" Yeah, as I'm like gearing up again.
Abraham is just a nervous wreck. He's just going, "Oh my dear, oh God! If as long as you keep it still, it seems like Excavo. I don't know her name actually. I don't know any of your names. It seems like that nice woman at the computer is doing something useful. So as long as you keep it still, we really appreciate your help.
I'm sorry about this. And then I say to him, but then I turn to Darby and I'm like, it's like whack-a-mole, but super easy. And then I go again.
Dexterity plus melee. 3 successes. The robot dancing out of the way, accidentally in defense, rolls 2 successes, reduces yours to 1. It still hits.
Nice. So do damage.
Roll for damage. Strength plus potence plus 2.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. -1. 4 successes.
You did 4 damage?
That's right.
Yeah, I'm still basically just trying to take off its legs.
Robot soaks 1 of those, so it takes 3 damage. All right. This brings us to Excavo. Oh, wait, no, it doesn't. Brings us to Darby.
Oh, nope, it doesn't.
Darby, I assume it's going to be a strength plus brawl roll to maintain your hold of the robot.
Yep. Rolling the dice. ... Oh, there we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 successes.
Robot gets 5 successes to break out of the hold. So it squiggles its way out, violently doing the worm. Does it do it violently enough to headbutt you on its way up? Give me a wits roll.
Nope.
Nope. You dodge out of the way just in time. Excavo.
Oh, you're a squirrely little fucker, ain't you?
Give me maybe just one more intelligence plus computer roll. You might be able to shut it down just in time.
Oh god, oh god, oh god. 1, 2, 3, 4.
4.
Yeah, I need like one more, don't I?
1 short.
Shoot. Okay.
Augustin, what are you doing?
Aye.
Off in the corner.
I have, in my quest to rummage, continued this way, and I'm still poking around. Right about meow.
Okay. You go off into that corner, and you find a break room, and you find snacks, and you find a pinball machine that...
I placed the bear cub on the pinball machine as a deposit. I placed the bear cub on the pinball machine, and I start opening their snacks and seeing which, if any, the bear cub has any interest in, as it's been at least a day since I've fed this poor thing.
It's very conscientious of you.
Surprised it's not on a vegetarian diet because of the plants or whatever.
A boy can dream.
Archibald, your move.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you know what it is. I'm gonna do it again.
Just go into town on that robot's lap, just hammering it.
Yeah, I don't want him to get away.
Okay, give me a strength, dexterity plus celerity plus melee roll.
That 2?
2 successes, and the robot fails to dance out of the way. No successes.
Does that change my damage roll since he didn't dodge?
It gives you 1 extra die to roll in your damage roll. So you're going to be rolling strength plus potence plus 3.
Yeah, that's 3.
So what's the total number of successes?
It was 3, right? I believe 3.
It's weird. I didn't see your dice show up on the...
Weird. They're in the chat. I turned off my virtual dice because I felt like it was making it go a little slower.
I think they're fine. I think you can turn them back on.
Okay.
So 1, 2, 3 damage. You see a little bit of a spark, and you see hydraulic fluid and oil start to pour out of the robot's hip joint. The leg is still functional, but you have obviously really badly damaged it. Give me a wits roll. You're good. Darby, what are you doing?
I think I'm trying to reestablish my hold. I'm just rolling around on the ground with this dancing robot.
Strength plus brawl.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 minus 1, 5.
I think I see plenty. I see you getting a hold on that robot and it not going anywhere.
All right. It got.
And it not dancing out of the way because it failed on its pre-roll for that. Give me a wits roll. Is that what that was?
Yep.
Yep.
4
and you
successes.
succeed in that. And Excavo, give us one last hacking roll.
I'm not even gonna say anything. I don't want to jinx myself.
If you botch, it'll reset all of your successes, by
1,
the way.
2, 3, 4, 3. So 3.
It's enough.
Excavo, with the help of your friends who've kept the robot from running out of the building and out of range, though it wouldn't have been totally out of range because of the work that you did creating the wireless network extender, you now have full control of the robot. You have access to the control panel.
I would like to shut it down.
You see an
To
easy,
just-
simple button to
Yeah.
do that.
Perfect.
The robot goes limp and falls to the ground.
Nobody's under it, are they?
Is that all you got? Is
Somebody.
that all you got, you metal piece of shit? Yeah! Yeah! Bring it next time! Bring it next time! You can't see me, robot. You can't see me.
It can't see nothing. It's turned off.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. Darby just relentlessly shit-talking the completely deactivated robot.
Abraham walks up to you. Oh my gosh, I cannot thank all of you enough. You sure saved our keisters. Without you, we probably would have had to just wait for its batteries to die. And that could...
Again, Abraham, I'm so sorry about the leg there. I just didn't want it to get away now.
From behind you, you start to hear the sound of heavy mechanical footsteps approaching from behind a nearby partition. It sounds very much like a second robot is approaching.
What the? You got another one of them? You actually got a handle on this one?
Would I have seen this in the device list?
You don't see anything like that in the device list.
Okay.
Is my bear fed?
Your bear is quite fed.
Okay, so just before things go down, I take the remaining wrappers from having fed my bear snacks, and I walk up to the console wherein I presume the man with the Pringles is somewhere abound. And I wait until I've got his eye contact, and I take the handful of wrappers that are not holding my bear, and I just drop the wrappers on his counter. And that's yeah, I do that. Anyway.
Why?
He made us miss our sewer man break for lunch. These shenanigans are eating up our valuable time as sewage inspectors.
This is true. You look around and you notice that Bartleby is missing. In the same moment, as you hear the sounds of these heavy mechanical footsteps approaching, from around the corner, you see Bartleby emerge about a foot taller than you remember him, wearing a robotic exoskeleton.
What the hell, Chief? Where's that hell before?
I don't really recognize that it's not a robot because I'm caught up in the action, so I kind of hoist up my thing. I look to Abraham, I say, I'm not going to be sorry about this one. And I look back at new guy and I say, this one's for the Buick Escalade. Buick, right?
It's a
Cadillac.
He holds up the arms of the exoskeleton defensively, and he goes, "This is to flip your car over, dude."
Oh God, he's being eaten by one.
No, this is so we don't have to call a tow truck, buddy. This is how we're
Well, the
gonna
car is
flip your
damaged.
car
Like, that's
back
not going
over.
to help.
Chief, do you really think we're going to drive the remains of that car
No.
out of here?
No, we got loaner cars for you, dude. This is just how we're gonna flip the car over and then get it onto a flatbed and then get it to a body shop. No, this is so we don't have to call a tow truck.
I mean, we do now have a hookup at a pretty good auto shop.
Bartleby slowly.
Are they that good? I mean, they had us do our own repairs, so how good are they?
Abraham nods and gestures for Bartleby to proceed outside, and Bartleby slowly stomps across the concrete floor in the heavy metal suit, holding two powerful-looking metal claws out in front of him. Your car's gonna be tire side down, but it's not gonna look pretty. So that's why we're gonna give you a loaner car. We've got like 8, so it's no biggie.
I mean, just one will be fine.
Abraham says, "Yeah, if you feel like it's necessary to temporarily borrow one of our vehicles, you can choose any of the ones in our parking lot, and it's yours until we have your car fully repaired. It's important to us that there are no hard feelings. We just need..."
Darby stopped listening to him halfway through and immediately started walking out to survey the vehicles that were available in the parking lot.
You don't see a parking lot immediately outside, but kind of down the street there is a fenced-in area that suggests that there's probably a protected parking lot on the other side of the fence.
Darby asked to confirm, like down there, where are they at? Where are the cars at?
Abraham says, "Yes, it's we'll need to buzz you into the parking lot. They're quite nice cars, so we need to protect them. This is kind of a sketchy neighborhood. We just need the keys to your car and the address to have your car dropped off at when it's fixed."
Yeah, well, the keys are in it, and you can just drop it off at our public place of business. And I give them the address of Club Wonderland.
Oh, Club! You guys, do you work for Club Wonderland?
Well, we were the new owners.
Oh, oh wow! You're like celebrities. Well, that's neat.
Well, I mean, I guess I don't really understand how the whole thing worked. Darby's trying to hedge because he realized he's like kind of blown the cover. He's like, maybe they the same company owns the sewer. I'm not really sure how the contracting goes, but either way, it's like he just really badly tries to cover the blown cover about owning a club, even though they work in the sewers. And we drove an Escalade, so we obviously weren't very stylish, or were too stylish as sewer workers anyway. But yeah, I blew it.
Abraham starts walking you out like he's going to walk you to the parking lot, and he stops and he turns around and he kind of quietly turns to Bartleby and Candace like, "You guys don't mind if these guys borrow one of your cars, right?" And Candace and Bartleby is like, "Yeah, no, just we got cars. No, don't worry. They can take whatever they want." So he continues out, and you walk down the street, and there's a fenced-in parking lot about a half block away, and Abraham pulls out his keys and he presses a button on his keychain, and a motorized gate opens on the fence, revealing a small collection of flashy cars, a couple of which look extremely expensive, and I have them listed right here.
Oh, magnificent.
Let me show them to you. I think Darby's going to appreciate these. We have a blue BMW 330i. We have a silver
Ooh.
Aston Martin DB11 AMR. We have a silver BMW Z4. We have a purple Dodge Challenger SRT Hellcat Red Eye.
Oh my.
We have a Lamborghini Aventador S Roadster. Just rolled off my tongue supernaturally.
Ew, the Gladiator looks ugly.
A Jeep Gladiator. I bet she is. And a teal Toyota Corolla hatchback. Super practical.
And a Ford
Ooh, I love that
Ranger.
one.
Finally, just a plain old Ford Ranger. All this and more can be yours by getting your car wrecked by a dancing robot outside Nuker Technologies.
Wow.
And Abraham
This is
says,
unreal.
"Yeah, whatever you need, really. We just want to make sure that there are no hard feelings, and that we don't need to get the authorities involved in any of this. If you need cash to take care of any of this, if you need to get anything out of your vehicle." I noticed you had
I'll tell you what, and Darby was only half listening, like he's like drooling, looking at these cars. He's just like, the ones I got my eye on, not quite big enough for my whole party, so I think I'm gonna need two, and at that point I think we're just gonna be all right until you can get our Escalade back to us. Tell you, how about that? You let me take two of these here vehicles, and nobody needs to hear about our little incident with your middle friend.
Well, okay. I suppose that's acceptable. Which of the two vehicles will you need?
Well, that's easy peasy. And firstly, and Darby walks over to the and he looks temporarily like he wants the Challenger, but knows that's not the right thing to do. Like his heartstrings are kind of tugging him toward the Challenger. But no, he points his way toward the Lamborghini, and the Aston Martin are the two that he chooses for himself. The Aston Martin because it's James Bond's car, and he knows that, and is extreme like that. That was the first one that he was like, "Oh fuck yeah, he needs James Bond's car." And then I don't believe in Darby's life or unlife he's ever had the pleasure of driving a Lamborghini.
It is a $460,000 car.
Yeah. So those are the two that he has chosen: the Aston Martin and the Lamborghini.
Darby, you realize you cannot physically be in two places at once. Mayhaps you should pick one, and maybe the prince should pick the Jeep.
He tosses the keys to the Lambo to Jade, and he's like, "No, this one's staying in Team Ventru. We're gonna drive y'all around just the way y'all get fucking chauffeured wherever you need to go, but we're gonna be picking the cars."
Okay, it's worth noting that the Aston Martin, a $200,000 vehicle, seats 4. The Lamborghini only seats 2.
Yep. So yeah,
I think
Darby
the Bear
intended,
counts as cargo and can probably fit in the glove compartment.
Yeah, I think Darby was
Absolutely
kind of intending the Aston Martin to be the party vehicle, while the Lambo was more just for him.
Okay, the Aston Martin would not be able to fit the 4 of you and Jade.
That's why he's getting both. I mean, he knew he wouldn't have enough room in either of those two cars. He's like, we're gonna need 2 cars.
Okay, and Abraham looks like he recognizes that. He looks at the 5 of you, 5.5 with the bear cub, and then looks at the cars and was like, well, you could have picked the Jeep also. You could have all fit in that. Okay, yeah, I mean, I understand the position that you're in, and the legal position that we're in. So
I thought you'd come around and see it our way. You look like reasonable fellers.
okay, well, so yeah, let's get you the keys for those, and you can toss me the keys to your vehicle, and we'll get it all taken care of. We'll make sure you get all the items out of your vehicle that you want, and we'll get you all taken care of. We'll just tie up any last loose ends. And he walks back into the Nuker Tech building.
Cut to us pulling so many weapons out of that trunk, just getting ready to hop in the sewer. Don't mind us.
And he motions for you to come back into the Nuker Tech building, and he's pulling keys out of a lockbox full of different car keys that are on the wall. That obviously the three of them all kind of like share these vehicles, and that's where they keep all their keys. And he's like, there's the Aston Martin. Okay, yeah, I got your keys for you. And he hands the keys to Darby.
Yeah, Darby grabs both sets of keys, and then tosses the Aston Martin set to Jade, and tells her, "You aren't ready to drive the Lambo yet. I'll have to show you around that one later. But why don't you go ahead and take this one for a spin? Welcome to the Ventru clan."
Jade says, "Oh wow, I guess I mean it's not that cool because I gotta drive, the speed limit around here, but it's yeah, okay, it's cool. Thanks. This is really neat. I hope it takes them a really long time to fix the Escalade. I hope we get
I got a feeling we're gonna be driving these for quite a while.
That's cool. That's cool. This is gonna be cool." Abraham calls over to all of you and he says, "Hey, there's one other thing before you go." And he takes a long moment to look over each of you one by one. And he gets really serious and he says, "Okay, I know what you all are, okay?"
I think Darby gets real quiet, like deathly quiet, eye contact, and it gets like scary and chilled in the room. Like the dude is on thin ice right now.
I've got a grip around the hammer. It needs a name at some point.
I clutch my bear in anticipation.
And Abraham's kind of close to Bartleby and Candace, like they had just finished exchanging some quiet words, and Abraham continues, "Look, I'm not one of you, but I've seen enough movies and I know enough pop culture to recognize the signs."
Which movies?
You know the movies.
No, I don't know.
Mission Impossible, Ocean's 11. All of you are a crew. You're driving around in a black car at night with a team that includes Muscle and a hacker. You're saying you work for the sewers, and then you work for a... You guys obviously don't own Club Wonderland. That's just a random parking lot where you want me to drop off. And I bet you don't have a good answer to the question of what you're doing in this part of town tonight. I understand. We interrupted you on your way to do a job, right? Like some sort of heist.
A lot of sewer work does happen at night,
cool.
so...
Darby is just like really conspiratorial with the guy. Like, okay, hey, listen.
Listen, I can recognize, like, I can tell, like, what's going on here, and I just want you to know, like, it's cool. I don't need to know who you are, or like what your names are, or what you're doing, or what your deal is.
And look, we're not going to tell you. You're obviously a real smart character. You got this whole thing sniffed out from the jump. But I'll tell you what we need to know. All right. Now that we can let on. He leans in. Now that we can let on about our real business. We know that there's an entryway outside of your building. Well, what do you know about that? The grate right out front. Where's that go?
And he looks genuinely confused. A grate outside of the...
Abraham, you are a sharp one, but we literally are going to inspect the sewer.
But I'll tell you what, there might be more than meets the eye. And Darby winks at him.
No, you didn't know. We didn't say what we're inspecting. Maybe it's not regular sewer stuff.
Well, honestly, you guys might be privy to something that I'm not. If there's something you can tell me that we don't know about, I mean, I'd be very curious about it. But
well, for
like
your
I said,
your safety, sir, we're gonna have to wait until after our mission to debrief you. But you're right. We've got something of urgent importance that we got to see to right away.
We're
Well-
probably not going to debrief you. There is just literally a sewer grate out front of your building. We're gonna climb down that now.
Well, our interests might intersect here. I want to emphasize one thing first, that I respect your privacy and I have no intentions to intrude upon it. See, I bring this up because I need a crew like you to get back something that was stolen from us.
We're listening.
Something...
But I gotta tell you, Chief, I'm not sure you can afford our services.
Well... And Abraham looks at Bartleby and Candace, and they all...
And I look at the Aston Martin.
And they all kind of chuckle at each other, and they're like, I'm not sure what your price is, but I'm pretty sure we can pay it. This is something very
important. We're the best of the best.
Well, then it is a blessing that our paths have crossed tonight, because it is extremely important, not only to us, but to the entire city, that we solve this problem and that we solve it with professionals. We need a crew to get back something that was stolen from us, something that might destroy this city and kill a lot of people if we don't get it back.
Is it a swamp thing?
And end of session.
Well, lovely.
Awesome.
Okay.
We did it.
We did it.
Fun. That was a fun one. I liked the robots. I didn't know that was going to be a factor in this.
Yeah,
Now
I thought the
the
moment you
cyberpunk
said
now.
robot that we were going to be in a dream again.
Yeah, I'll be.
That would make more sense.
Yeah.
I'm worried. I'm making Darby too calculating. Sorry.
I got to hack.
You did. Good for you. Well done. And everyone's like dreams are coming true. It kind of is like the Italian Job a little bit. Just got a car for the driver, a robot for the tech nerd. I'm sure we're gonna find a chess player for Archibald to end up with. Like, who knows?
We already found a camp in
Like
the
a
garden.
forest for Augustine.
A forest for Augustine to
A
frolic in.
field of tomatoes that he can.
And
pick.
a bunch of anarcho-syndicalist devotees.
That's right. I am going to spend some experience points, if that's okay with you. I have 7 experience points that I'm going to be spending on level 2 of Potence, courtesy of Archibald's instruction.
Got it, dude.
And I think it would be fun to figure out how it is that we go about doing that.
It was just from deadlifting the robot.
Well, I was about to say, was it from our artful dancing?
That was secretly a training montage.
Just a ballet of pain.
Hey, how did you know the title of my young adult novel?
I don't know.
Ballet of Pain.
How much would it be to get another point in craft? I have 1. I'd like to get a second point.
Oh, because of your DIY skills?
Yeah, super crafty.
Yeah, that was sick.
Go check.
That was a very creative solution to the problem. We were very effective outside of the building of hanging on to the robot. As soon as we got him inside, we were less effective.
New ability, current rating times 2, so 4 experience points for your second dot in craft.
Oh, I only need to spend 4? Okay, because I have 9. So I'm going to spend 4 and I'm going to get that. Yeah, this is what I was looking at, was that. See, it's got the little, things on the back, and they're covered with aluminum.
I actually thought that you were going to do, like a Pringles can
one,
antenna.
yeah. There's a few different.
I could make that. I have a Pringles can with some glue. They made it out of a Mountain Dew box. That's why those are green.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what I was envisioning. It was like something like that, but like.
Very clever.
Archibald and Augustine, either of you spending experience points?
I'm gonna save up for a week.
We have to wait. What is it? 2 months of in-game time to get a second skill that we've already
One month to double down on the same thing that you've already done.
Okay, so we're very clearly not a full month then.
Do you want to
yeah,
increase your animal kin?
Days.
Yes, but also I would like to increase my alertness.
I'm really surprised you're not pursuing more thaumaturgy.
Well, there's hardly any plants anywhere.
I really haven't had a great
Earn
opportunity
it.
to make use of it to justify it thematically.
Well, yeah, you would need to be like training in the chantry.
And we still haven't exactly had like an off day to do our students.
No, once you do, like, you have more experience points saved up than anyone else. You have 20 at the moment, and everyone's restricted in how quickly they can add dots to any one thing.
For sure.
You are okay. So if anyone wants to like start loading up on disciplines, they are restricted in how fast they can increase the dots in a single discipline, but they could just diversify and start like spreading that out among many disciplines.
Like,
That's kind of been my strategy a little bit. I'm sort of interested in collecting this weird out of clan mix. Like I kind of want level 1 aspects from someone if I can find it. Like I want Darby to be this strange.
I have level 1 aspects.
Yeah, heightened senses is handy.
I think that like from and Excavo makes a lot more sense as a partner to get it than Augustine, who I think also has aspects, but it seems unlikely to want to teach it to Darby.
He does not.
Oh.
Well, there you go.
But you're also right. I would not teach it to you.
If the option were available, you would say no.
So I digress and accept that animal kin is not an available option at this moment.
The point I was going to make about Augustine is Augustine has the opportunity to diversify even more than anyone else because he has access to several teachers of lots of paths of thaumaturgy. He can start adding the first dot of a bunch of different paths all at once. If he has
like lots of useful things you could do without plants, for instance.
You know what, Dobby?
No, that's from Steve. That's Steve busting your shit.
You know what, Steve?
There it is.
Poop, okay.
Yeah. Fair.
So within a week, hypothetically, if there's like an off week, if everyone wants to do this, where everyone just has a training week where they don't advance the plot at all, but just do like personal training, personal project stuff, Augustine could spend that week doing intensive training on a bunch of thaumaturgy stuff and dump all of his experience points on gaining a couple dots in the first level of a few different paths of thaumaturgy. So he would have like the green path mastered and then the first level of a few other paths of thaumaturgy. And he could get all that done in a short amount of time.
Does each new path cost 10 XP?
The first level of a new path is 7 points because new paths are cheaper than new disciplines.
Got it.
So I have, you said 20 is my current total, and that includes today?
Yes.
So I would be able to pick up 2 paths.
Dose.
Which is peachy. That puts me at 14. That still leaves 6 available. What would it cost me to get another point in alertness so I can prevent dastardly actions from Darby?
If your character build is now oriented toward defense against Darby.
Defense against the
Darby.
Darby.
It's not oriented around it, but I'm trying to stick to thematic selections based on what we've undergone. So if Darby being a bastard makes me more alert, so be it.
Sure. It makes sense. Like I'm always kind of out there gunning for you, so it makes sense that you'd have your head on a swivel.
Hey, we're encouraging each other to just be best.
That's right.
Be best.
Yes.
No.
So how many points would that cost? I've got 3.
Current rating times 2, so your current
6.
rating is 3, so it'll take a total of 6.
Perfect. I would love to go ahead and invest in a point in alertness.
And I do think all of us have stuff that we want to do in off time, so I think we would appreciate when the plot allows for it. Like, I think we're
People might
all
be
on board to do that.
They seem kind of a mess.
All right. Augustin has bought his 4th dot of alertness. He
Which
is
set up-
so alert.
God.
Oh, God, how alert this guy is.
He's got me fucking paranoid.
When do
What's
you grow
the
another
attribute
eye out
point
of the back of your head?
multiplier?
Like, how many dots do you need in alertness?
You can do that with vicissitude, I believe.
Oh
What's
shit!
the
There you go.
the cost of attributes? Is it 4 times current level?
Yes.
I feel like we've spent 2 episodes trying to get to the sewers, and
Yeah.
we are not there. I think we finally will be next
Yeah,
time.
I think some fun, interesting things have happened on the way though. We've
That's
gone
gonna be worth it.
we've done cyberpunk.
Oh, listen, Darby is so actualized right now. Like, he has James Bond's car. Like, this is the greatest night of his life.
And we're getting hired for a heist or something right now.
This is so dope. Darby is just like, it's all coming up roses. He tripped Augustin, made him look dumb.
I at least want the bullshit to have an equal amount of fun payoff. So
Wonderful.
if anything seems like bullshit that seems to be in the way of your goals,
I think we're organically learning. No, that was not meant as a complaint about your pacing or whatever. I was just I was talking about, like,
I'm saying
it's just ironic.
For future stuff that seems to be roadblocks in the way to progress, do try to hold out hope that there will be fun rewards and payouts for your patience.
I mean, since we were going to like a very
spin throw.
since we were going to like the surveillance-y technological kind of place, the robots and the weird underground thing last session seem like things are going to start tying together in fun ways.
No doubt. I think we're about to learn quite a bit more about some of the quirks of Nuker Cammack.
All right, good session, everybody.
Good
Yeah.
Later on.
Ready?
Have a good one.
Bye-bye.